Okay, I want to appreciate everyone who is viewing this video, and with me here is Minds of Great Thinkers, the students of history at Ntungu Secondary School, and we want to welcome everyone in our today's session, and I want to give them a chance to first introduce themselves. Then we shall have a panel discussion about the education system of Uganda in relation to what they might have exposed themselves to as far as education system is concerned. I want to begin from the other corner. You tell us your name, then after introduction we shall talk about our topic.
Those who are watching me, my name is Ntungu, Form 5. I'm the great thinker in the world, upcoming one. I appreciate you.
Okay, madam.
Hi fans, my name is Aura Honest, Senior 5 Ntungu SS. I appreciate you all for joining us in this video, and I'm offering the combination of HDG. So, I welcome you.
And in the tie.
Before I'm called, come Jonas, or Monyo Bisingiro. I'm a great thinker of the world. I'm happy that you are hearing my voice. I'm happy that we meet in our discussion. Thank you.
Okay, lastly there is this madam here.
Barbara was offering history. I will come to this discussion. Stay alert and we continue.
Okay, those are the panelists that I'm having today on our today's panel, and specifically we shall talk about the education system of Uganda in regard to the education systems in other areas. And I want to begin with my gentleman in the tie. Now, the gentleman in the tie, I want you to tell us how you see the education system of Uganda and how you relate it with that of France during the time of Napoleon, and how do you think ours might be copying something from that of France. Your mic is on.
Yeah, to talk about the education system in Uganda, relating it to that was in France during Napoleon's one period, we are going to find that in Napoleon's, we are going to find that the structure was standing like this. They had a primary, secondary, and higher education, and under state colonial and under state control, which means that the state was the one to control the education. And now here in Uganda, we are going to find that we are having a structure of primary education, secondary education, and higher education. In that higher education, we are going to find that there it is secondary, which you find that there is O level and A level. And you may also find that there are tertiary institutions controlled by Ministry of Education. Then in France, for them they aimed at having skills, most especially in military education. For them they wanted to find that someone is having skills to do something, or is able to do something. And here in Uganda, we are going to find that education is just a matter of going in class and you get a book and a pen and you write notes, and you find that you are knowing notes, but you don't know how you can make the thing in a practical way.
Okay, before I put off your microphone, I want you to tell the viewers, having seen that of France was training people to have skills, and ours is theoretical because you said it is a matter of going in class. What do you see that the current education system might be copying from that system of France and 14s? How do you relate? Is there anything that is almost similar in the other education system, or we are completely different? Okay.
we are somehow different. Also in France, they also aimed at theory, but majorly they aimed at practical. And here we are seeing that in Uganda, somehow they are copying to make practicals. Like in this new curriculum, they are saying that every learner should practice everything he or she have studied. Let's say that you have been studying about culture in history. You should be go there, you should get things and you do the things which you can find that they are promoting culture, such as baskets, mats and clothes, and whereby you found that in times back people were putting on as their culture as it was, such that they can be identified.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jonas, and I think I will give you another chance to make a conclusion on your submission. Now, I want to welcome Madam Honest. Madam Honest, from the Jonas's discussion and presentation, we are seeing him highlighting that education system of Uganda is having some loopholes or is having some problems. Like he talked about being theoretical, talked about the matter of going in a classroom. Now, what do you think needed to be done in the system of education in Uganda so that we can alleviate those challenges like those that Jonas was highlighting in his submission? Tell the viewers.
Thank you, sir. To highlight these challenges, firstly, Uganda should emphasize on gender equality. It should promote both education for girls and boys, such that they receive different educations. In most where you find that girls are not focused in education that was focused on domestic skills and religion only, where they wanted to make the girl child a good wife, a better wife. But Uganda should improve on girls' education, because now even girls, even women can involve in Uganda's politics, where they can develop, where they can add anything to Uganda, yet they are leading to development. Another one is that...
Sorry, before you go to another one. So, basing on your analysis, should we think that the Ugandan education system is not involving a content of gender-based?
Yes, it's because if you reach if you go to some areas, most especially like in Karumajongo, you find that a girl child cannot go to school. You find that they just focus on a boy child more than a girl child, because they know that girls are supposed to be in a kitchen or are supposed to be trained for domestic skills only, yet they are...
Okay, give us another submission.
Another one is that the structure of Uganda should be a tried-on system, most especially in primary, secondary, higher education, and under the state control, where you find that a child, a boy child or a girl child is able to go or to have academics on every higher that he or she wants. You may find that the child or the student, either the pupils wants to go to primary level, after primary level, secondary level, after secondary level, to tertiary institutions or to university, so that they may achieve their skills.
And I will give you some time again to conclude your submission. And this time around, allow me to turn the camera and the microphone to this lady, also in a tie. Madam, we are seeing very many components, especially in this time where we are seeing even teachers, both those teachers that subscribe to UNATU, both in primary and secondary, are in a strike. Sorry, not a strike, may be an industrial action based on inequalities on salaries. Now, how do you see the decision of the government, headed by our president, of giving the science teachers 4 million and not giving even half to the people who are doing humanities? What is your judgment on that?
Thank you. The decision of the president on giving 4 million to science teachers and not even a half of it to teachers of humanities begrudged many humanities, because we see humanities borrowing that they matter, and indeed they matter. The parliament of Uganda, as we see, the head teacher who is at best earns shillings 2.3 million compared to a class teacher who earns 4 million, with science teachers of 6.5 million. You see, there is no equality at all. So I want to say that, I'm explaining you by saying that there is no equality in the government of Uganda, whereby even we see our president himself saying that teachers tells teachers that Uganda needs science more than the poetry. Here we find that he is not counting the humanities, and I want to tell you that we cannot even live without humanities. How can you live without accountants? How can you live without those people that work in the game parks? How are they called? How can you live in a country without people knowing much about politics? As we are facing many challenges in politics nowadays. So humanities also matter, as I want to say. The pay rise of educators in science-related fields has left arts and humanities teachers feeling spurned. So will students suffer for it? That is a question to all the listeners. Will students suffer for it? Since the pay rise for educators in science-related fields has left arts and humanities teachers feeling spurned. So I urge the government of Uganda to come up with the resolutions about this issue, because it is relating education system in Uganda.
Okay, before you continue, when we talk about the education system that was, if we relate to that education system of France during the time of Napoleon, we see that himself also was favoring the study of science subjects than the humanities. And we did not see the teachers in France going on the streets to strike. So what is your stake on the action of the teachers of humanities on going on roads to demonstrate, or on withdrawing their labor? Do you think is the best way they can address their issue?
No, it's not the best way. We also see that even scientists are more needed, and also humanities are more needed. Concerned to the Napoleon in France, there were high-level secondary schools that prepared students for university and civil services with a curriculum that included ancient languages, science, and mathematics. So we see Napoleon favoring the scientists even more than the humanities. So he was not considering the humanities. But on the same note, it resulted into I may say that even that was the factor that led Napoleon to be overthrown. due to favoring the scientists and not minding about the humanities. That's why I want to say that sciences should be considered or should be put in much efforts, but also humanities are more important because like a subject like history, as we know that the historians are the great thinkers of the world. They give advice to all people, or they are able to tell each and everything. So how can you live without them? That's
Okay.
how I was saying.
Okay, thank you, Madam Barbara, for your submission. And dear viewers, we are about to finish our session, but I want these panelists you are seeing to tell us in 1 minute each. In the education system of Uganda, we are seeing some people coming up in a voice that they want to defend a boy child, whereby they claim that the education system of Uganda is favoring a girl child at the expense of a boy child. And it has brought some discussions where people ask themselves, if they favor a girl, where will she go? Because they need marriage, and they must be married by boys. So people are in a circus asking themselves, if a girl child is favored at the expense of a boy child, where is the future of the boy child in education sector of Uganda? I want you also in 1 minute, each one to tell us your reaction about that statement that girl child is favored in education system at the expense of a boy child, whereby even like now you are here, but someone who is a girl is already having having some points on your name, yet she hasn't sat for a paper. What is your stake on that? I want to begin with Madam Barbara.
Thank you. I want to talk on that. I want to begin by saying that supporting girl child education is an indelible thing, where I want to explain this by saying that long time ago, girls suffered a lot. They couldn't go to school. They could not count them anymore. They could not read any public or leader, then they could not read any public fellowship or what. They could not chair meetings. So they were so underlooked. By the coming of our beloved President Museveni, he encouraged the girl child education. But to the reason why girl child education is so favored than boy child education, we see girls have more problems than boys. A girl may grow like at the age of 5. A girl is grown up while seen by all kinds of men, a young man, a youth, an old man, and even the eldest.
Okay, I think you have used your 2 minutes. Don't eat some others' time. Now, I want to take a microphone to my gentleman there in a corner. Mr. Bright, we are heading into an election where the nation is going to look for the new leaders. What could be your stake, or what could you advise the government so that a leader who will be elected should first work on as far as education system is concerned, and basing on the imbalances that are in the education sector, basing on arts and sciences? What do you think the government needs to do?
Thank you. The government of Uganda, first of all, needs to support girl child education, whereby the girl child education should get their capabilities, how to lead the society, how to involve themselves in leadership. Therefore, they should support girl child education. On the other hand, the girl child education is very important nowadays. You can find like in the whole country, the girls are investing in English speaking, even in performance. that shows that the government is doing a lot of work. Then
Okay, what about the imbalances in the two sectors of education, the science sector and the art sector? Are you contented with the imbalance that we are seeing?
I'm not contented, but nowadays we are going with the modernity, and the world is on high speed, which means that comes the statement of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, telling that during in his meeting in Mbarara, President Museveni noted that the Uganda needs doctors, engineers, and crop scientists, not potters. Whereby this statement, people lose hope after hearing it, but it's true. Nowadays, the world is running on modernity, and mass technology is needed such that this country can develop and it succeed in its future for the better of the people.
What is your last advice to the aspiring presidential candidates as far as education system in Uganda is concerned?
I emphasize, or I advise to the incoming presidents such that they can improve on education system like sciences, such that our country can go smoothly and peacefully with high technology to grant other people's dreams and courageous.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jonas Bright. Okay, allow me to come to Madam Honest to conclude her submission. And this time around, Madam Honest, having seen the problems that education system of Uganda is facing, and from this Bright's submission where he's saying that education system of Uganda, he's advising the incoming president that he can also keep emphasis on science subjects. What is your stake? Is Uganda in need of humanities, or we should leave humanities and focus on sciences?
My suggestion is that Uganda should focus on both sciences and arts, because we see that sciences are important. When you come at times of, we find that someone needs like health care, someone needs something about technology, ICT technology, but also humanities. It's also important because it always taught us about our area, the nature of our area, how the government are ruling, those of politics, and you find that the people who are there behind, they don't know anything. That's why I emphasize each and everyone, and even the civil servants, to focus on sciences. And even I take this grant to encourage our Mr. President to also to help those humanities who are there behind, because they are also doing a lot of work, maybe than scientists. For me, I see that they are doing more work than scientists. So he has to favor them and he increase on their salary such that they may also achieve their success.
Okay, thank you, Madam Honest. We are about to conclude our session, and I want the mic to get back to Mr. Jonas. Mr. Jonas, assume you were among the humanity teachers. Would you also be on the street, or would you have withdrawn your labor from teaching? Assume you were in school teaching a subject like history, geography, or CRI. What could be your reaction based on the imbalances in salaries of the scientists and the humanities?
To me, I could go and make another business, because here we are having a woman in Kampala. Is called Allen Asimwe. She left teaching there. He was teaching in a higher school in Kampala. and he went and made a salon. Now she's earning a lot of money. She said that for her, she's getting a large amount of money compared to those who are teaching. For her, he can get the money at any time he feels that he could get the money. Then for those teachers who are there teaching, just they are there eating choka without the money that they are giving them. They can't favor them or they can't provide them all they want.
Okay, what is your advice to the government?
For my advice, the government to promote equality, because all of us, we pay the same amount of school fees. We put a lot of our effort to study. Then after studying, you find that you are going to get the money, which you are going to find that you will not pay the money that you used in studying. So the government should increase our salary or their salary, because the reason why I've said our salary, I want to become a teacher of history and divinity. Yes, they should increase.
So you want that by the time you reach the field, the money should be
Yes, I
a
want
bit
that
increased.
the money is there to help me and my family and others.
Okay, those who spent your time to view this video, we appreciate. And you had a conclusion?
Yes.
Yours or the genuine?
Genuine.
Okay, the panelists are saying they have a word to tell the viewers. I don't know the protocol I should follow. Why begin from this side? Okay, I'm beginning from this side, so for them to say a word that is the last one in the today's session.
I want to conclude by advising with these few words. Sort of questions, not questions, piece of advices, the way you see them. I want to ask. We all know that head is so important. Our heads, these heads, are so important. Inside our heads, we have brains. They work, they think deeply, so as to help these eyes, to direct these ears, to direct these arms, to direct whatever. But I want to ask, would brain perform better its role, or would brain perform better to reach all goals that it sets? Without eyes, would it reach its destinies? Without ears to hear that a car is coming, so let me be aside and it first pass? Will brain reach its goals without legs to help it move from one place to another? So my advice is, as the president is considering much about the scientists, should even consider about the humanities, not saying that he needs more scientists than the poetry. This thing betrays our nation. Dear government, stand firm and focus on what is good.
Okay, thank you. Jonas, say a word as you conclude.
To me, in my conclusion, I say that we should have justice in our community or in our country, because justice and corruption is the one which is causing these problems in education. Because we are facing a lot of challenges. Now we are here studying. Suppose that you are the one studying your arts and you find that you are hearing those things that you are useless. Would you remain studying? So the government should put a hand such that we can have our rights, because we are suffering. Thank you, Kamgome Jonas Omonyo Bisinji.
So for Jonas, he's saying that his rights as a citizen are really violated. Okay, Madam Honest, as you conclude.
In my conclusion, I want to first thank my brothers and sisters who have joined us. And what I encourage, it's that if you are there, because we are all humanities, I want to become a teacher for history and divinity. So I emphasize everyone that we should fight for our equality, because we are also like others. They use their heads and brain to think, but we also use our heads and brain to think. And somewhere we pay the money we pay are equal. They don't say that they pay the other scientists. They pay a lot of money, and for us we pay a little money. We have to be equal.
Okay. Thank you. Honesty is calling upon all the community of humanities to stand and fight for our rights. Okay, Mr. Bright, give a word to conclude your submission.
Thank you. As I'm concluding on this, the government, I advise it to put more effort on science teachers, because now the world is on modernity but not leaving the other humanities. Here the statement is which President Museveni made. It's not that he didn't want to pay other well, but he must start where the need is great, where it is wanted most, but not leaving there the humanities, but they are on their goods, on their capacity, they preserve the culture, not living there, but their time will come back, we will approach, and they get a lot of salary which they are demanding for. Therefore, I advise the government not to living there the humanities, but put more effort on science teachers, such that our country can go smoothly. Therefore, I thank you who are listening. Jabres, I remain as Aquila Bright. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, Bright is supporting the government decision and is saying the people of humanities, you should keep patient, the likes of Jonas, so that your turn is coming. Thank you those who tried to spend your time to view this video, and this was analysis on education system of Uganda done by the great thinkers, or who call them historians, at Ntungu Secondary School in Form 5. Bye-bye.